All right, good morning, people. Hope everybody's having a great one. And I want to jump right into this video. Get him, Kenny. Get him, Kenny. Got some Fight Forever going on in the background here. So, you guys know I just did a video talking about the video game genre, and I gave my thoughts on that. It's not the first time, of course, and now I'm doing it again, but I have something else to add and say. I just saw a video, I think last night. Yeah, last night. And there's a channel. The name of the channel is Main Event Strizer or something like that. So he does a lot of ultra pro like videos as far as showing footage, or like not even some, well, mostly, yeah, he's showing some footage, but mostly like what new wrestlers are being added to the game. But there's never anything different, no real in-depth, just, oh, they added, Paul Orndorff, or they added Jimmy Snuka, or whoever, whatever. So he actually said a whole lot of things that I said 2 years ago. He said a lot of things I just said last year, and even more recently. And I don't know, like I don't watch any of these people like faithfully. But I do see certain things that might get my attention, and okay, let me see what's going on here. I'm never the person that want to see something fail. I gain nothing if a company fails. I gain nothing if something I like more doesn't sell more than another. I'm just not. I'm too mature, too grown up for that nonsense. When I was a kid, I wasn't into that nonsense. Okay, so it's nothing. I speak reality though. I speak the truth though. So in me speaking what I see, well, when the facts are that, yeah, what you said happened or was gonna happen, that's what actually happened. I can be wrong giving an opinion, but I know the difference between an opinion and a fact. We can have strong opinions. My opinions are based off of the facts, and my opinions are pretty much when based on what you see happening on a more consistent basis. Okay, now he basically said a lot of things. I'm trying to figure where I want to start first. Okay, so basically, let's start here. He's talking about, he made an apology, like he's like, I'm sorry to like the other developers that he says things to bring awareness, more like constructive criticism to a video game, and what they think should be done differently and what he would have done differently. Okay, and he gave his take on all of these things. Now, I agree with so much of what he said. Okay, now the one thing he said that I don't agree with is when he said, I mean, sometimes you have to make clickbait. I'm sorry, but like, you have to. I mean, there's no other way. Like, no nonsense. You don't have to do it. You choose to do it. And maybe you can't find another way. But if you're not going to be honest, that's what makes me not tune in. And that's what 90-something% of these channels do. They'll give you something false. And then when you watch the video, there's no, it may just say, for example, you see a video that says something like, GTA 6 set to break all records already. That'll get somebody to go, okay, what does this guy know that I don't know? And then after all the talking for about 15 minutes, then he'll go, could it be that GTA 6 is going to break all records? So right there, you just lost. Everybody that tuned in at that moment is going, fuck it. Right at that moment, you just lost a whole lot of people watching your video simply because clickbait. They're thinking they're going to hear something new They're thinking they're going to hear some new, but no. Could it be? No, and that's to me that's bold. That's garbage. It's nonsense. So I don't agree with him saying that. Hey, that's his thing, his way of doing it. If you're not going to be honest, then you shouldn't do it. And if you can't find an honest way to do things, and you're admitting that you use clickbait. So I didn't agree with that. No, that's not the only way to do it. No. He's talking about the indie studios not being able to produce what a AAA studio can, and the fact that if people are believing that or thinking that, and I'm like, man, I've been saying this years ago. This is where I'm telling you guys, there is a huge problem right now with maturity and common sense. Yes, Main Event Strizer, they actually do. They absolutely do believe that an indie studio is going to produce what a AAA studio does. Yes, they absolutely do believe that. This is why the video game community is so toxic. Wrestling games are I would say, amongst the top, I would say the top 2 or 3 of genres of video games that are extremely the most toxic, because it's always a comparison. Anything that you have to compare something to, it's one brand versus another. Okay, what's better, 2K or Live? Why can't you just enjoy both of them, or just one? Pick one. You don't have to crap on one just to make the other try to make the other look good. Okay, but this is what people do. The new Samsung Fold is coming out, but is it better than the iPhone? I don't care what the iPhone has, right? I have what I have, but that's not the way most people are built. There's always a comparison. Brand new rap album comes out. #1 album in the country right now. Yo, who you think better? Such and such and such. People can't just enjoy what they have. It has to be a comparison. And for some childish reason, people's feelings get involved because you're saying this album is better than that album. Now these guys want to set up and oh, but what about that last album? Or I didn't like his last album. And this is what it turns to. Okay. Someone said to me one day, they were saying they wanted to make like a AEW channel, make it all things AEW, right? And I said, cool. And he said, what do you really think about it though? Like, do you think it'll be successful? I said, I don't know. I guess it depends on the content you put out. I said, but you do got to understand, if you do that, you're going to have more factually, you're going to have more WWE haters coming to your comment section, or just as much as you do have AEW fans. The WWE fans are coming in just like they type in, I'm just here for the AEW hate. They type it in. So I'm not saying this on my own. They type it in. I'm just here for the AEW hate, right? I said, and at the end of the day, that's the ignorance. That's the low level of maturity that they have, the lack of class, because they will see something, all things AEW. They'll see it and go, I hate AEW. But I'm going to watch it just to hate. Yes, grown adults do this. These little grown-up kids, that's what they do. And my channel, if you guys remember, was Xbox and Nintendo Force initially. And as time goes on, you start to see things different. You know what? I don't want to talk about just Nintendo and Xbox. In fact, there's a big slowdown in the video game community, in video gaming, period. So you know. It's like, am I going to just sit here? I'm not doing game reviews. I'm not going to sit here every fucking week. I'm not having people sending games to me, and I'm just sitting up here no. So I wanted to change it. Then I didn't want to have a situation where, like, bottom line, I decided to go a different route, and it was for the better. But, yeah, all of these things that he was saying, I'm saying, what took you so long to finally see this? Yes, that's exactly what they do. Every year, you have channel after channel. Oh, Madden sucks. I hate Madden. Why do they keep doing this? Why is it, right? But what do? They go buy the next Madden that comes out. Maximum Football comes out. they have to compare it. This is just what they do. They should do this, this, and that. Well, why don't they do this? Well, you know what they should have done? Oh, you mean all the things that the game called Madden Football that you hate? They should have done that. I mean, but they could have did that. Everybody has an idea. This is what they should have done. They should have done this. They should have done that. You know, one of the things that these WWE haters seem to not know? We spent so much time, anybody's been on my channel know, giving ideas of what Fight Forever could include. I said it from the very beginning, though. People will watch your videos. They might not acknowledge it. They might not say anything, but they watch. They hear what you say. I said from the very beginning, AEW should have incorporated all of their pay-per-views, all of their signature matches, and match types that they have. Why not? But I'll tell you why. Like example, Main Event Strider said, there's no excuse for AEW Fight Forever to not include more match types and this and that. Instead, they made mini games and other stuff, and there's no excuse for that. Now, I agree. They should have put more match types from the very out the gate. They should have added more. But I'm going to tell you, there is a reason for them not doing it. And it's really simple. And I'm going to reiterate, because I told you guys this a long time ago. The reason that those games, those match types and different elements wasn't involved, they did not put this game out expecting it to be looked at like it's lacking. Kenny Omega, they had a panel of people sitting there. They were interviewing them. Kenny Omega sat right there and said, right there from the very beginning, and I've seen several interviews. You guys can pull it right up on YouTube. He said, this game is going to be fun. It's going to be pick up and play. It's going to be easy to play, but hard to master. But it's going to be a pick up and play, fun, old school style where everybody can play. This game is not going to have like all those like the features that you see on like 2K. It's not going to like have those type of features and stuff like that. And right there, I said, bad move. Why? Because I know that's just the way the world works. Let's compare what this game has versus what 2K has. You can go on right now and look at videos and people putting up things you can do on Fight Forever that you can't do on 2K. Like carrying 5 belts, the flaming tables, all this kind of stuff, all these different things, barbed wire match, all of these things. How you can take the ladder and spin with the ladder. You can set the tables on. All these different things that you could do that you could not do. You can throw things. Intergender matches. They had all of these things. Then all of a sudden, wow, the game is lacking, right? So yeah, it would have been more impactful if they would have came out with all of these features from the yes, it would have. And I agree. They should have. And I agree. This is being backed by a multi-billionaire. There's no reason that they shouldn't have. They still could have added all the mini games and stuff, and they would have been better accepted if all of the other elements would have been there. But do you think that would suffice for the WWE fans, the haters? No. It doesn't matter if they put more features than 2K. WWE fans do not like to admit anything that AEW does better than WWE. So they're going to be the ones voicing their opinions, while the AEW fans are just going to be the ones uploading videos and playing the video game, playing the game. You understand what I'm saying? It's not about if it's not a good product with them. They don't care. Everything has to be perfect in this generation. People who can't produce nothing, the most productive thing that they do all day is criticize shit. That's the people that have the most to say. So Main Event Strider also said, what did he say? What did he say? He said, as far as, he said as far as the other indies games go, he's saying that, yeah, like I said, if you think that these games are supposed to produce what a AAA studio can, I don't know what to tell you. Like, no, yes, that's what they think. And he said, for these companies to keep holding back and not putting the game out, they're going to get passed by. Did I not tell you guys this a long time ago? Did I not say the same things? And then I said, what happens when the next gen systems start to come out? And this is when they first started. They had been talking about the new Nintendo for a while. And I'm saying, I don't know how soon the Xbox, remember this conversation? The Xbox is coming out with a new system, but I'm not going to go buy it unless it blows the one I already have out the water. If it's just a little stronger, has a few more, nah. For what? What am I going to go shell out another $500-$600 for just for something that's just a little bit more powerful? And I got to sit there with a magnifying glass to really see the difference in the graphics. So no, absolutely not. I'm not going to do that. But all of these things that we were saying, and I'm like, well, possibly some of these companies could be waiting for the next gen console to come or whatever. Okay, the new Switch is coming already. Okay, and I'm looking at this and I'm saying, okay, he gets that as well. But like I said, why did it take so damn long? I've been saying this forever, man. When I tell you guys, did I not just say this in the current video as well? About there's more going on than just them trying to perfect the game. And I'm not trying, I don't want to assume, because it's not like I know for sure, but I know damn well if you saw progress in what you were doing as a content creator, as a game developer, you have common sense to know, you should have it. The audience needs to know what's going on. Otherwise, they forget about what you're doing. They get to the point, it's over. Okay. The one thing he did wrong, okay, in my strong opinion, he kept using AEW as an example. Don't let what happened to AEW scare you and this and that. And well, AEW, he just kept using Fight Forever, right? Now, I'll get into this in a second. Where he kept using them and he's saying, just make a solid game, solid match types, get the gameplay right and everything. Boom, and you nail that. And, okay. It sounds real simple, don't it? It's like a dirty police officer pull you over and lie about everything. You think all you got to do is go to court, right? Give your case. You're telling the truth. You're not lying about anything. The officer is. And then that prosecutor says, do you have representation? You're like, for what? Well, I think you should have representation in the court of law. Otherwise, I mean, it's your word against the officers, but my job is to believe the officer and your job is to convince me otherwise. And at that moment, don't they hit you? So this son of a bitch can stand here and lie. My word against this officer's word. What am I going to say that's going to convince this officer? All I got is the truth, but no witnesses, right? And that's why a lawyer will stand there. Well, under Penal Code 4566, this code, this and that, officer, your honor, and my client, this and that. What the hell are you? All you hear is a bunch of numbers and you know. So the truth doesn't matter, does it? No, it's not as simple as it seems. It's honestly the equivalent to that. A game can be solid, but if it doesn't have those three letters, WWE, let's look for something to complain about. Example of something, right? Will Ospreay was being interviewed, and Will Ospreay said flat out, I'll take my guys and take AEW over WWE any day. He says we put on wrestling match. We wrestle, man. We have a solid product. Now check this out, right? Only an idiot. Listen to me. Listen good. Only a complete idiot will argue with the man defending the company that he chose over the other company. Don't get it twisted. Oh, yeah. See, people forget as time goes on. Yeah, the WWE reached out to him. Yes, he told the story as well. Yes, he turned them down for AEW. You as a content creator says, but nobody cares about that. Nobody cares about wrestling. I watch for the storyline. I don't care about the wrestling. As I said in the previous video, that's dumb as hell. That's like saying, I only go to a restaurant for the menu. I don't go for the food. That's your stupidity. That's because that's pretty much what you're watching, wrestling. Also, why I say, you WWE retards are not qualified to talk about and judge professional wrestling. Because your standards is everything the WWE does. Every company should do it. If not, they're doing it wrong. Yet, you have channel after channel after channel after channel after channel of people complaining about everything the WWE is doing. And these are WWE fans. So, how is it that anytime someone who's not obsessed with the WWE says anything about what they're doing and it's not in their favor, you want to combat it and get offensive? It's like if your family, if all you do is complain. Like, I used to work at this place. In the department I worked in, one day we had a meeting and they were going around the whole room, everybody talking about what they see, what they don't like, they think should happen differently, whatever, right? Everybody talking. I love to always be the last one. So when they got to me, I said, first of all, nobody in here is under 18 years old. In fact, nobody in here is under 25 years old. I said, there's nothing but grown adults here. And all I hear every day is complaints. So here's my thing. If we have all of these complaints about each other, how can any one of you stand here and say other departments are just taking shots at us? Other departments are trying to put blame on us when all y'all do is complain about each other. All the write-ups, all the complaints about the dumbest things. Everybody in the room got quiet. The managers were shaking their head like, yeah. And then the manager goes, you know what, that's a great point. Yeah, okay. And I'll tell you, that's exactly what you guys do. You complain about the WWE, and as soon as someone says how crappy they are, all you have to know is that person saying it likes AEW. It's like, but how could you like AEW? Because we do. So let's look at this. If Will Ospreay was to go to the WWE, he knows he couldn't be Will Ospreay. He'd be reduced to, let's go in the ring and talk for 22 minutes. Oh, let's find the most low-level guy that we can put you in a stupid feud with that means absolutely nothing. That's going to get you nothing. We don't care. We don't need any more Bret Harts, any more Bob Backlunds. We don't need any more Stings or whatever, even though Stings stay with short. But you know what? We don't know. We just need goofballs that can come and talk about a bunch of nothing and just get a ooh and ah at the crowd. Now, mind you, people are saying, I watch wrestling for the story, not the wrestling. Sean Porter, former boxer, says, it's all about entertainment. When people come out to these fights, they don't come for the boxing. They come for the entertainment. You are trying to appease rich folks, celebrities. People with regular 9-to-5s are not coming out there for the fucking entertainment. They're coming to watch boxing. The casuals are. And you, as a former boxer, should be appalled. Why? We as fighters, let me tell you something. You put your body through grueling training camps. You can go into the fight, you're never 100%. Something on you's aching, something's sore, something's wrong. And you're putting your body on the line for all of that, just for people to come to see who you're going to walk to the ring with, to see what outfit you're wearing, what I'm going to say about your mother, what you're going to say about my cousin. This is what they're coming for? Oh, is it true? There's rumors he used to beat on his wife. So this is what they're coming for? So this is why there's only certain boxers that's a big draw. Because they're not boxing fans, they're boxer fans. This is what I'm talking about. So if you are sitting here saying, I don't watch wrestling for the wrestling, I watch it for the entertainment, you're not fucking qualified to talk about a company that focuses on wrestling. What you should be saying is, nah, it's just not for me because I don't care about wrestling. That's what you should say. Bow out gracefully and then shut the fuck up. So when you say things like, oh, well, nobody cares about that. Because if they did, the WWE would be second to AEW. Well, let's look at it this way. It's obvious, for one, the WWE is more established. Two, in fairness, aside from WCW kicking their ass for 83 weeks, what other rest and had been around for a very long time as well, and branched off from the NWA, okay? What other company has even came close to doing what AEW has done? Not one. Not TNA, none of them. So instead of having appreciation that there's another wrestling company that you can watch as well, no. We can't enjoy that. Remember I said WWE fans are programmed to not like anything else. So even if they're not satisfied with the WWE, they won't find enjoyment in anything else. So you're admitting, yeah, AEW do put on great matches. So what? Who cares? I watch for the stories. Grow the fuck up. How about you grow up? It's just not for you. Just like as grown adults, we don't care about these bullshit, penny-anic, fucking childish storylines. You don't even fucking like what the WWE is doing. And this is exactly what I'm saying. So when I say people that they're not even satisfied with the WWE and they're diehard WWE fans, they're programmed to not like anything else. I'm not just saying that to say it. I'm getting that from the feedback, from the comments, from the things that these people say and doing, what I see and hear them doing. So, for that, this is the same thing with the video game genre. Think about this. You had people every single day making videos about how much they hate AEW Fight Forever, how much the game sucks. And I'm like, well, you're nothing but a parasite. How many times a week can you say the same shit over and over before you get tired of hearing your own goddamn voice? Because all you're doing is saying the same thing. Nothing's changed, but you keep saying the same things. AEW is sending an update, more DLC, more. Okay, let's watch so we can complain, right? Send us some new arenas. I remember when they sent the beach arena, loved it. Still to this day, all that. Y'all know how I feel about Fight Forever. Still, I got it up here right now. But at the same time, right, what they're doing is they're making these videos. And I'm saying, if you're such a 2K lover, why is all your videos about AEW and not 2K? Then guess what happens? They're complaining about 2K. Yet, they want to get offensive and want to get defensive about people saying how they do not like this WWE game. They thought that this new 2K, the island, all that was going to blow everybody out. No, it's still not having a bunch of people doing the type of, you don't see video after video after video. You notice WWE fans that say Fight Forever didn't have enough match types? Do you notice all they do is upload videos playing straight up one-on-one or tag team? Do you notice that? Then you got a few people like Ricky J Sports. He like to do mostly battle royal stuff, and he'll do like themed battle royals and all that type of stuff. But where's the ambulance match? Where's the cage matches? Where's the Hell in a Cell? Right? You don't even see them playing these different match types. So you think that they're sitting home for 8 hours just going through all the modes? No. They're spoiled. It's like, I want the match types, even though I'm not going to utilize them. It's like these people go out and spend $2,000 for a phone, and all they do is text message and go on social media. You don't even really use the camera for anything. So why did you, just to be able to say, oh, I can flex with my phone. You don't even know how to use all the features and body. Look, here's the deal. 9 months later, here come a new version of that phone, right? You haven't even scratched the surface of what this phone can do. And here you are, going to T-Mobile, buying a whole new phone for what? But this is what people do. You guys claim you love wrestling so much, you love the wrestling genre so much. What happened to casual pro wrestling? I told you, these channels, not one of these channels that I saw talked about this. It's actually just one channel. It was just actually one channel. And it wasn't like it was a whole lot of channels, first of all, but there's only one channel that I didn't hear make any comparisons. Every other channel that I saw that played this game, oh, it's better than Fight Forever. And I'm like, really? How many match types does this have? Oh, you could put like 50 people in the ring. Yeah, exactly. And what about all the glitching? Yeah, all the skips. Yeah, all the frame skips. Yeah, what? Yeah, tell the people about all of that shit. Ragdoll effect, just stupid. The sound effects, everything. This little cheesy ass game. They just wanted to try to make the game sound better, just to try to shame Fight Forever, because this is, oh, we're just disappointed. No, there were people disappointed, I can say genuinely, but then you had most of these diehard, I just hate AEW fans just running their mouths. Example, one guy actually went in so far to say Retromania was a better game and it had more features, which was a lie, didn't it? Now, it has a cage match, but guess what? It has two types of cages. I have Retromania. I love Retromania. I personally don't like to compare, but if I did compare, if I had a choice, what do I choose? I choose Fight Forever, and it doesn't have more match types. That's bullshit. Now, all of the, from one-on-one to, I think you can do a 5v5 on there. And that, do they have a ladder match? No. Do they have a barbed wire match? Exploded barbed wire match? No, they don't have that either. Now they're adding the tournament mode. But AEW did that. They have the Beat the Elite mode. They have a Battle Royal mode, elimination. So what I'm saying is, even the features that Retromania has, other people said the same thing. The game doesn't have too many match types, and it only had like initially 16 wrestlers for starts. The funny thing is, this person said that, and I went on this guy's channel, and I said, funny thing is, brother, you saying that, but you don't have not one video of you playing Retromania, other than the one that you're doing, and I can tell that you don't play it because you suck at it. You don't even know how to do the moves. This was all just to show you what and I'm like, stop it, man. And then if you look at everything that you can do on this game, my whole thing was, you're trying to just shame another company, but you're not having any success at it. People are going to just be who they are. Idiots are idiots. Fools are fools. Okay, the smart ones step back and can see it all. And that's why we just go, okay, cool. We're going to talk about things genuinely, not to try to spread hate. So you might not like what we're saying because we're telling the truth. But this guy that keep using AEW, okay, well, no, let me go to this. He's saying all that, but look, Retromania, right, has been quiet. Then they came back after 3 years. They gave us Cowboy James Storm finally. Before that was Chris Bay. He was the only update we had, only DLC. Then we got Cowboy James Storm and Mr. Hughes. After 3 years. Now, we're about to get Demolition, the Rock and Roll Express, Magnum TA, and a surprise 6 DLC and 3 new arenas. After 3 years. Main Event Strider said, AEW Fight Forever is dead. But Main Event Strider, that's bullshit. It's dead to you. It's dead to you. Possibly. Why? Because now, if Tony does what he says he's going to do, and then they come out and add the DLC, that then do the things that he should have done, you're going to play it. And you're going to do your reviews on it. You don't review something that's dead. If it's dead, it's dead. That means I have no interest in it at all. It's dead to me, right? I don't care who else is talking about. It's dead to me. So if you go back after saying it's dead just to go review it, don't come up with some lame bullshit excuse. Well, I'm a content creator. Right, which is why you should think before you speak. Because when you say it's dead, that means I don't give a fuck who else is doing videos about it. I'm not, because it's dead to me. So to say it's dead means nothing else is going to come out of it. Then it's funny because right now you could type in AEW Fight Forever gameplay this week and you'll see a bunch of channels playing AEW Fight Forever, uploading their videos. So no, it's not dead. In fact, where are all the WWE 2K25 videos? Just saying, where are they? Because you guys make it sound like everybody's playing this game. No, that's not the case. It's not the case. They were smart enough to go a different direction, adding the island and all that. And then Main Event Strider starts saying how 2K25, the stupidest thing I've ever seen, how come something he complained about with the island, you can't do this and that, and what? So my point, then he says that a lot of times we're to blame as content creators because we complain about everything. I said to you guys, is there anything that you guys like? Because that's all I hear and see every video. Complain. Nothing's ever good. There's nothing good. WWE sucks. AEW sucks. NWA sucks. And everything. So what's good? This video game sucks. That console sucks. The game console I have sucks. I love it, but it sucks. You guys don't know what you want. He says to justify himself when he speak is just more of a constructive criticism. Well, what's good and what's not good, it's not the same with every individual, okay? I could like something that you don't like and vice versa. So to justify yourself and say you're giving constructive criticism, but then when you're showing it's not constructive criticism when you say something about a company and say a game is dead, and then you turn around and I know as a content creator, if they revive this game like they're talking about a relaunch, you're gonna do videos on it, and that's hypocritical. And as a content creator, when you say every so often he will upload, like I said, show pictures of the new wrestler that they just is going to be in the game. Do you understand when you say don't let what happened to Fight Forever scare you? You keep using this as a tool, as a launching pad to say what you want to say. They make a point of your game is not going to fail just because Fight Forever failed. No, it didn't fail. It had mixed reactions. And then people start complaining. The amount of money they made off of this game, you can't consider a fail. Now, in terms of how many people were dissatisfied, I don't know. Because most people that like something and don't agree, they won't say anything. They'll just sit back but look at how many people are still playing this game. Now, two, how in the hell is it you don't talk about Retromania at all? Maybe you don't feel like it's necessary, right? But it's still a part of the video game genre and the wrestling game genre. Why you don't talk about Lucha Libre? That's also a game that's been in the works for a very long time. Why don't you talk about Ultra Violence, okay, a pro wrestling game, a video game? Why don't you talk about casual pro wrestling? See, this is exactly what I mean about people will pick and choose what they want to talk about, what they don't want to talk about. But then it's like you have all of these other people that watch your content and they go about what you say. But then people will play something. Do you know how many people have said to me, man, you know what, Aries? I listened to people talking shit about Fight Forever, but I played it and I liked the game. I bought it. I had people say to me, you know what, man, I should have never deleted that game. Because they'll watch me upload the game and play it, and they're like, damn, and they'll go back and get the game again. So my point is, it's one thing to bring awareness. It's one thing to just voice your opinion, hoping you can get the better results that you want. And it's another thing when you just try to completely bury something. You know what I've never fucking said, but you so-called WWE lovers have said? I see video after video. Right now, if you want proof, type in WWE is dead. And watch how many videos pop up. WWE is going out of business. It's dead. It's this, it's that. Now, is it possible that the company can go out of business? Absolutely, it can happen. But the way I see it, WWE is not going anywhere. The worst case scenario is if they were to lose their deal with Netflix or something, or whatever. But bottom line, they'll land a deal on another network as well. I'm pretty sure they'll be right back on USA with SmackDown or whatever. They're not going anywhere. But you got people talking about they're going out of business, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. And now if this is your way of trying to get their attention, no, you'll be one of those content creators where they're saying fuck off. Because at the end of the day, this is where I agree with be a fan instead of a critic. This is where I agree with it. I don't agree with fuck off, be a fan, and be a critic. No. But to kind of piggyback that in a way of stop taking this shit so seriously. This is called entertainment, right? You guys act like, You treat this as the equivalent of someone telling you need open heart surgery. This is how you act. Honestly, I got to do this because I want you guys to see how ridiculous this is. I don't remember the guy's name or whatever. Guy did a video, and this is exactly what he did. This is what he did. He clicks on, okay, so now he's turning the camera on. I'm him. You know, it comes a time in a man's life where he's at a crossroads. And I have to make a decision that I don't want to make. I grew up in Oklahoma. Me, my mom, my grandma, my granddad, you know, we are a very close-knit family. I mean, we did everything together, man. We put up the Christmas tree, we decorated it, you know, Halloween, we decorated, we went trick-or-treating. I can think of so many. Thanksgiving, we got together, we talked about what we were thankful for. We had a lovely dinner every year. And I can think of so many lovely things we did together. You know, we went to church every Sunday. And out of everything I've done with my family, we opened our Christmas presents together. But the most fun thing that we did, and my grandma, and I love you, Grandma, I love you. One of the things we did that I remember more than anything, that just as much, oh my God, was watch professional wrestling. And this was something, we invested so much emotion into this sport of wrestling, and just nothing like it, you know. And we loved it. It was like, I couldn't wait to get home from school, and oh my God, do my homework, and waiting for wrestling to come on Saturday, or watch it at Madison Square Garden. Oh my God, man. It was just such a great thing. And it was like, my grandmother introducing me to professional wrestling oh my God. I just loved it. But now I'm at a crossroads, and I'm trying to understand what I should do, because I'm so heartbroken by professional wrestling right now. And I'm thinking, do I walk away and let it die a slow death? Or do I continue to watch it and watch it die and just give it its flowers and just have the memories? Because me watching what professional wrestling has become, I just can't, it's so hard. It's so heartbreaking. I don't know what to do. I don't. Because the thing that you love, you're watching it die a slow, miserable death. And every time I see it, I think about my grandmother. And when I think about my grandmother, I think about professional wrestling. And after all of the hours of our lives, the years, we cannot get back. We invested. And the programs that it's not what it was. And it's like, I don't even know if these people care. And I'm at a crossroads. I don't know what to do. This was a grown man. And my suggestion is go get some help. Like, seriously. Not even being sarcastic. Go get some help. You are not well. What investment did you make? You watched something that you enjoyed. Now you don't enjoy it. Move on. These rich ass fucking people will find something else to do. When I watched WCW go away, it was gone. Do you think I had sleepless nights? As much as I love to watch WCW, do you think I sat there with my fingers locked behind my head, staring at the ceiling, trying to reenact what should have happened and how come what happened, what can they do to bring it? It was a hard day in terms of, damn, no more fucking Nitro. Like, it was one of, but hey, you know, simple. Man, I'm not crying about it. I'm not losing sleep. I'm not sitting there biting my bottom lip, fighting tears. Like what? And this grown man sat here and did that. You guys are different. This is some different shit. I'm at a crossroads. Your whole video sound like a fucking promo. Bro, it's not that serious. It's really not. But this is the mindset that people have. I'm at a crossroads in my life because professional wrestling isn't what it was. Bro, the NFL is not what it was. The NBA is not what it was. Everything changes. And you're sitting up here making a life decision based on a company. They don't know your black ass, man. Who the hell you think you are to them? They don't know you. You think that they're going to sit here and Triple H is going to call a meeting and all these wrestling companies are all going to get together like the fucking a Marvel Avengers and the Justice League, and everybody's going to get together and hey, we are all one, man. We got to come together and find a way to make wrestling better again. Bro, come on, man. And I just sat there and put my head down like, wow, this grown man just sat here and gave this. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, yeah. This is the reason. Okay. This is the main reasons why it's not just the wrestling game genre, but why we're talking about wrestling. This is the reason that this genre is so sucky. It's because, as I've stated, so pay attention to me. Again, nothing that any other company does is going to satisfy enough people to get the kind of ratings where the ratings really just... And then we're talking about maintaining and staying there. There's not another company that can do that. Simply because the machine, okay, the mindset of people that support the machine is there can only be one. We're not supposed to like these other companies. That is the main reason. Just like the wrestling shows themselves. Yeah, okay, AEW, they definitely have better wrestling matches, but nobody cares about that. Monday Night Raw should stop being 3 hours. SmackDown should not be 3 hours. They should go back to 2 hours. Now, this is coming from someone that loves wrestling, right? Okay, wait. Imagine somebody in the NFL. Imagine NFL fans going, nah, man, these games are boring. They should go from 4 quarters to 3. It's just too boring. Nobody wants to see 4 hours of nothing. Come on, man. We sat there for 4 hours and the fucking score was 7-3. No, they need to go to 3 quarters instead of 4. Have you ever heard anybody say that? No. Now, this is the point. You guys are spoiled little brats. You're petty. You want everything to be exactly the way you imagine it. You think that a company is making a product solely for you, individually, for you. Somehow, in your mind, you think there's 10 million other fucking people that think the same exact way as you. And when you don't get that, it sucks, it sucks, it sucks. I admit, man, yeah, Raw and SmackDown has not been delivering. I admit NXT has been subpar. And I admit, I told you, TNA and NXT, this little invasion bullshit is overkill. And it's just like, it's stupid at this point. It's meaningless. It leads to nothing. They have no fucking story, nothing that makes sense, that this person is just, why every week somebody's just popping up. What's going on, right? Okay. When AEW was going through their funk, I was making it known they need to step this up and that up. This is the time when it comes to, but see, the difference is AEW is only 5 fucking years old. What's the WWE's excuse? They want to brag about being the longest company, even though the NWA is older than them. But people don't even acknowledge them. Just like the video game genre. Why don't all these other video game these content creators that supposedly be wrestling content, why they don't talk about the NWA, MLW? Do you understand? You spread awareness to these other companies by talking about them. And the same way we're saying that we talk about these companies to give, like I'd rather just talk about the show. But I'm not going to let you motherfuckers sit here and try to claim to be, fair, claim to be honest, claim to be fucking wrestling journalists, and all you do is try to bury one company. When yet I'm watching the WWE fumble constantly. But you guys, this was a great show, and it was this and it was that. Yet, I can sit here and watch an AEW match and get fucking goosebumps because they're in there really putting it on. And you are going to say, who cares about wrestling? I watch it for the stories. Then watch a fucking movie. That's what I say. Go watch a fucking movie then. Once again, and that's my shit. I ain't get it for nobody. That's honestly saying I watch for the stories and not the wrestling. Is like saying I go to restaurants for the menu, not the food. Who gives a fuck about the food? I just want to go sit down, open up a menu, and look at all the beautiful pictures and prices. I don't care about the food, though. I just care about the menu. That's exactly what the fuck you're saying. I care about the stories, not the wrestling. Then what the fuck are you complaining about? Because basically what you're saying is I'm just a spoiled little fucking child that I don't know what the fuck I want, but I just want to be heard ranting about nothing. So that's what it is. Then, I look at Ultra Violence wrestling game. In case you forgot, this is the game where they're throwing people off scaffolds, and it's like you can build the scaffold however you want, and you can all these different locations. And I'm like, so is this an actual wrestling game, or are you just throwing people off and shit? Because I don't see how this is going to be successful. So I would assume you have to be able to wrestle. I didn't really see any actual moves. I didn't see any gameplay footage other than just being thrown off. This has been since 2021. Conversations about that completely gone. Lucha Libre Wrestling. I saw some videos, then I saw an update where you can have a cage match now. I do not know anything else about it. It has a very cartoony kind of the Fantastic type of look to it. But nobody's talking about it. Ultra Pro Wrestling, nobody's talking about it. And in fact, outside of this guy, Main Event Strizer, nobody's talking about it. The Wrestling Code, nobody's talking about it. Last thing I saw was a trailer of they added King Kong Bundy. So here's exactly my thing. I agree with a whole lot of what Main Event Strider said. I'm not defending AEW because it's AEW. It's the reason and the logic that I'm defending. Okay? When you are giving your synopsis on something, right? But you're so headstrong about it, and this game is dead, this game is that. Don't you know I thought Retromania was dead because they made a cabinet game of it, completely stopped talking to us about it. Then one video surfaced where a guy goes, yeah, Retromania is back in the studio. We're going to get back to... And I'm like, okay, cool. That was that. Then all of a sudden, nothing. Nothing. Another year goes by, another year, 3 fucking years. And then finally, all of a sudden, one day, I'm sitting here just like I am right now, eating some Captain Crunch. Y'all know y'all grew up eating Captain Crunch. So eating some damn Captain Crunch. And the next thing I know, I'm Chromecasting my TV, YouTube, I'm sitting there watching YouTube. And next thing I know, a video pops up with new information about Retromania. So I'm like, oh shit. So I turn it up and I'm, okay. And ever since then, it's been like every couple of months or something, they'll come up and show you what they're doing and what they're working on. So now we know September 13th, new DLC. Now, even if this game would have had everything that they're saying, that they don't have, like one, it don't have a women's division, no women's titles, nothing as far as women at all. Now, it has a world championship. He said they're going to add a tag team championship. They didn't do it as of just yet. It don't have like a U.S. title or any of the titles, and then mostly they have, I think, three different NWA arenas. So they have different arenas from UK, Japan, high school gymnasiums type stuff, whatever, right? Independent circuit stuff like that. But they have more NWA rings, and and they have the NWA title. So, like I said before, it kind of feels like NWA having its own game, But if they were to add more titles, if they were to add a women's division, and like I said, you can't have a women's division and just have a handful of people. So, if they want to keep this game going, they really could. But even if they had all of that, you want to know what the biggest complaint will come from so-called wrestling fans? I don't like the graphics. Why does it look like that? What? First thing that will come out of their mouths. It's always, we got to find something to complain about that we can convince people to not play this shit. That's what their goal is. That's exactly their mission statement. Yeah, this is the reasons why you shouldn't play Retromania Wrestling, right? So games like Casual Pro, and people bring up the guy that brought up Retromania and all, they don't even play these games. And they only brought them up just to try to talk shit in reference to AEW. But you know what? People are still uploading videos playing AEW. So they're not uploading videos right now playing Retromania. They're not uploading videos playing Casual Pro. They're not uploading videos playing any of the other games. And the fact that you content creators don't cover these games, yet you call yourself journalists. Well, why aren't you trying to spread the genre that you claim you love? So stop saying you love the genre. Just say it like it is. No, you love WWE. You don't love AEW. You don't love MLW. You don't love these different wrestling games. So here's the thing. He made another point, and he said how people love to bury everything. You're right. And he brought up the Karrion Kross versus AJ, I think it was, matching the botches or whatever. Look, didn't we talk about this way back? When Jade Cargill slipped off the top rope at Crown Jewel. Oh, she needs to go back to AEW. Oh, get rid of her. Okay, right. Once again, it just took y'all fucking forever to finally come up and say the shit I've been saying already. Which is another thing. See, you can have a person who has a much bigger channel than me. They're not speaking any more fucking knowledge of truth, though. They're just talking. They just say a bunch of stuff. They got a little fancy setup, got their little microphone in their face and all of whatever, and they're not saying much anything. Just talking and rambling about wrestling and giving their points, their takes on things. Where's the proof and the facts, though? Where's the logic and reasoning behind what you're saying? And this is why, like, if I'm going to sit and actually make it my business to do a review on something and consistently every week, I would not, this is what I would do. I'm really not like, okay, I watched Jade Cargill versus Naomi last night. The match itself, see, here's the bad thing. You can clearly see Nia has to jump for Jade to do those power moves. Jade is muscular, but Jade can't pick Nia up like the way, the fireman's carry thing, okay, but the other stuff, and that's, if Nia doesn't, you understand what I'm saying? She's not getting her up. And you can see that shit. Wade Barrett completely buries Jade Cargill. In that match, he says, oh, the power advantage is what make Jade Cargill so special, but now she doesn't have that. What else do you got? As if like, okay, other than your power, you ain't got shit. Because you can't, and I'm just like, wow, man, wow. Not shocking. This is not the first time these commentators, they fuck up. I mean, you shit on your own product. But the match was predictable. The fact that somebody's going to interfere, right? Here goes Jade Cargill losing again. Again. And this is a storm is coming. Right. Remember when she got her in situation with Naomi, of course. And her very first match back, she comes and she loses to Little Liv Morgan, who's off to Hollywood now. And I'm just like, wow. Wow. So this was supposed to be a big story, right? A big deal. Now, there was no title on the line, but doesn't matter. The principle was the same. Let's say when Sting came back to fight off the NWO and save WCW, right? Let's imagine before he went to that match with Hogan, a week before, 2 weeks before, whatever, Starrcade, he loses a match. Now he's going to go beat Hogan. Who's going to care? You understand what I'm saying? They completely killed all momentum in that story. Terrible storytelling. What did Big Nose say? Stories don't have to make sense. What? Well, at least he's honest about, he knows the stories they're coming up with. It doesn't make any sense. That's why he said it. So imagine, right, how you'd have felt. And I know you'd all felt that way. I know I would have. Because I remember, and Sting, there's nobody in wrestling I like more than Sting, right? But what happened? What the fuck? I sat there and watched him get leg dropped and pinned. This was supposed to be a fast count cheat. Bret Hart, hell no, we're not going to have this screw job all over again. That's where Bret got involved and he restarted. He was a special guest enforcer, right? Okay. And that's exactly what happened. Only there was no fast count. And although I'm like, all right, Sting got the belt, all right. Inside you like, what the fuck just happened? like what the fuck was that, man? Because it wasn't a fast count at all. It was miscommunication backstage. It was this, it was that, it was that, well, whatever. It played out in the ring all wrong. Okay, but then Bret restarts the match. And because it wasn't an actual fast count, now it looks like, fuck it, Bret just gave Sting a second chance to win because Hogan clearly pinned him. Stupidest shit I ever fucking seen. Okay, and one of the dumbest things. One of the stupidest things I ever saw happen. Like, wow. So this is what happens. Jade's supposed to come back. She's supposed to stomp everybody in her path. I'm going after Naomi. She loses to Liv Morgan. And you WWE fans, you defend that shit. What are you defending? You can't just say that was a stupid idea. No. So this is, yes, the mindset of these people is everything has to be, hey, man, this was bad. No, this was great. It wasn't bad. This was iconic. This was epic. Y'all love to use those two fucking words, man. Epic and iconic. Like, okay. What was so iconic about what happened last night? So when I watched it, it's like, okay, they still don't get it. They still don't get it. Well, Jade is not ready for a title run. So don't put her in that position where she's fighting the top ladies right now then. Because then she's going to lose matches to people that she shouldn't lose to. So even though she looks like $1 million, guess what? All that aura of invincibility, all that don't mean it went out the window. Right from the very beginning when she came there in the Royal Rumble. What happens? She got the loudest ovation of the night. And what happens? When she turned around and her and Bianca was facing each other, did the crowd not lose their shit? Yeah. So exactly, she eliminates Nia Jax. So all these different things are going on, and everybody knows. Eventually, they're thinking they're going to put them together at some point. They're going to clash. They're going to wrestle, but they become a tag team and all. Okay, do you understand? All of the things that we thought was going to happen. I'm not saying it should happen the way we think it's going to happen. No, but it should happen in a way that it makes sense and it still gets, you get your point across, just like a conversation. If I'm giving you instructions somewhere, do you want me to give you instructions, or do you want me to have you fucking driving around trying to figure shit out on your own and instead of just giving you? So it should make sense. Okay? So if I can't remember street names and I tell you, hey, you go down here, just keep going all the way down. There's going to be a McDonald's on your right. Make that right at that McDonald's. When you 2 blocks down, make a left. When you make that left turn, you're going to go past the first traffic light. But there's going to be building, I think this is the one on your right. And there's going to be like a strip mall, and then somewhere over there is the store. It might be on the left side or the right. I can't remember for sure. But at least I done put you in an area where, okay, well, I'm going to go over here to the strip mall on the right side. If it's not here, then it's obviously on the left side. right? So at least, okay, no, they just completely swerve and then crash into a brick wall, and you guys defend it. That's the same exact thing. One of the biggest things that they're gonna have with these video games is, one, when there's wrestlers on there that have nothing to do with the WWE. Two, when you can't create a Roman Reigns, you can't create a Jey Uso, when you can't upload or have rings turn whatever they have into WWE, when you can't, only guys with people with PCs are able to get mods and all that. But when you can't get WWE mods, that's all these people care about. When it comes to professional wrestling, it's like, nope, it's all about WWE and nothing else should exist. That's the mindset that they have. So whether it's the video game or actual week-to-week wrestling, pay-per-views, whatever, that's the mindset. Yes, that's the mindset. Just like when you say these small studios are not going to be able to produce what a AAA studio can, right? Okay, which is exactly why WWE fans hate AEW so much, because they know, yeah, Tony and them can pay them whatever, pay his wrestlers whatever the fuck WWE is paying. But they know TNA can't. They know MLW can't. They know that, these other wrestling organizations can't. So let's hate the competition. Simple. One of these wrestlers, I forget his name, but I know his face. I saw his face. He was going back and forth with Ricochet. And they were going back and forth, and he's talking real saucy. And they had a little spat back and forth. I don't know where it even came from, right? Well, I'm going to tell you one thing about this dude referred to Tony Khan as a crackhead. You're wrestling in front of 2,000 people with a crackhead or something to that effect. So I think he got himself in some hot water with in the WWE for his comments, right? Let me say this to all fucking future wrestlers, okay? Or wrestlers that's in the future going to wind up getting let go by WWE at some point. You should really be careful with your words for this reason. See, you are not defending WWE. You're stroking your own ego and arrogance. They can give you the boot and pull the plug on you any day. And guess what's going to happen? Is Tony Khan there? Yeah, because there's nowhere else for you to go where you're going to get paid a big check. And then two, you haven't even put yourself in a position. You're an NXT wrestler. How many people did that building hold that y'all be wrestling over there, that little ass building? So, you understand? It's amazing to me how people say things, but then it's like, bro, wrestlers come and go. Companies come and go. But if the WWE, when they get to the point with you, okay, next, then what? Then you're going to go to work for a company that you insulted? Now, let's compare what he said to what Will Ospreay said. First off, Will Ospreay was turned, he turned the WWE down for AEW. AEW didn't want you. They didn't, you understand what I'm saying? They didn't want you. You're not better than Kevin Knight. You're not better than Will Ospreay. Right? You're not better than Ricochet. And you're like 170 fucking pounds. A little scrawny dude. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm reading this. I just started laughing. But you know what's funny? This is what I'm telling you. The mindset that people have. Petty, petty, petty. Ricochet told him, man, when I was over there, he told Ricochet in the tweet that I got trained by Shawn Michaels or whatever, something that you never done or whatever. And he said, and Ricochet responded with something like, when I was being trained by Shawn Michaels, you were like 12. And I've won multiple titles all over the world. When you win just one, let me know. Then the dude didn't tweet back. This is exactly what I be talking about, though. It's the ego, the stupidity. Everything that we are watching and we're seeing, I'm not ever telling somebody to pretend you like something. The problem is you need to get the stick out of your ass and the chip off your shoulder and understand that, hey, it's not that serious. I don't like casual pro wrestling as a game. I posted it like once, I think, to show y'all what the game was, what it had to offer. And you decide for yourself what you like or don't like. I don't personally like it. I don't find nothing fun about it. Okay, Ultra Pro Wrestling is a game I plan on buying if they ever fucking release it. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. I don't know about Lucha Libre game, and I'm going to get to about, I got something to say about that too after this. Lucha Libre game, now that I see it's a cage match, I don't know what other, all I ever saw was one-on-ones. I think they had a tag match on there now, and I think I know they added a cage, but I think they added a tag match. I'm not sure. So I don't know how many features, different match types this game is going to have. If you don't like those cartoony graphics, you're not going to like this. Because like I said, it looks like the Incredibles. It have that type of, like the characters, the skinny long legs and the upper body's wide and the way they move and shit and all. It's not what you're used to. It looks like the Incredibles, but cartoony. More cartoony than Incredibles. But that game is also being done by, I think, one person. That game is not going to sell big time. It's not going to be, none of these games are going to sell like 2K. Okay? The only game that has the potential to do it is the relaunch of Fight Forever. That's the only one. And you also got to remember, they have big time players. And they scan these people. They add like the other match types. This is the do they supposed to do. Relaunch this shit. It's right back in like it never went away. Guarantee you. I guarantee you. Now the haters are going to be the haters. They're always going to find something to complain about. But Lucha Libre, that game is being done by one person. Okay, that game will not sell. It will fail if you want to talk about sales. As far as it will fail. In terms of people liking it, it's going to be subjective. But it will fail in terms of sales if you want to compare it to WWE, which is what everybody's going to do. This is my point. Ultra Pro is going to fail in sales compared to WWE. Also, I'm going to tell you what's going to suck for Ultra Pro. I'm telling you this shit, and remember where it came from. I want to see them all do well. I'm not going to let what other people say and do stop me from buying what I want. But I'm going to tell you where it's going to fail. I do not know how many match types they're going to put on there. Different gaming modes, I don't know that. But it's not going to be anything like what the WWE has. You're not going to see no fucking Hell in a Cell. You're not going to see, so my point, when they see, if they have a cage match, they're going to say, yeah, but they don't have a Hell in a Cell or Elimination Chamber. They don't have anything like that. If they have a Battle Royal, I don't know how many people they'll have in the ring. I don't know, I don't know that. But the game goes back to the 70s. And you wrestle through time. You work your way up 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. And they're like whatever companies, like in other words, say for example, they have certain federations on there. But like say for example, ECW wasn't around in the 70s. So you wouldn't be able to go to the ECW in the 70s. That's not until the 90s. So I don't know if they got the license for NWA, AWA, or whatever. But bottom line is you working your way up and all of this, and it's not something that you see in WWE. It's not something that you see in any other game. It's unique and it's different. People don't like change. If there was no 2K to compare it to, and wrestling was just open, it was just wrestling, it might be different. But even to have all these other stars from the past and all the whatever, then graphically, that's going to be a complaint. See, this is where people are not paying attention to reality. You guys are looking at things with the what if. It's going to fail in sales and to get the imagination of the people. And even though they have these legends and people from the past, this is not even the same people that you really see on 2K games as legends. So people, like in other words, these casual airheads feel like nothing's validated unless the WWE also does it. So when you see certain people, they'll go, oh, that's such and such, that's such and such. And they'll try to use the more popular of those. But that's the thing. So I don't care if they have 500 wrestlers on there. You know what you're going to see people using? The same exact people over and over. Oh, Kurt Angle's on there. Oh, okay, I know any WWE guy. That's what I'm telling you. That's what they're going to do. And they're going to complain about something. It don't look good graphically. Oh man, how come they cage look like this? How come they giving you this camera angle? I'm telling you, just remember me saying this. Because when these games come out, I'm going to pull up my own video and say, listen, remember this? Watch the complaints. And the game can be solid, and I hope it is, and I plan on getting the game from what I've seen of it so far. That's why I'm saying wrestling code and all of that, right? Watch when the wrestling code comes out. I already saw the graphics of the wrestling code. I seen the graphics. When this shit comes out, only thing I said, the engaging into the lock collar, the lockups, it just looked. That's where I'm like, okay, oh wait a minute, I need to see the transition in, the reversal. I need how smooth they are. So my whole thing is, when you start looking at this shit, other games are going to come out graphically better, more to do different, and these games are going to be considered played out. So when Main Event Strider says that, like I said, I agree with the things that he was saying. I just didn't agree with the whole you have to use clickbait nonsense. And the fact that he just keeps using AEW Fight Forever as a measuring stick of, what happened? What you keep, it's almost like you're trying to tell people to not buy the game or they shouldn't like it, right? And you'll say, that's not what I'm saying. People don't like it, but there's people that do. And I know this for a fact. I'm not assuming this. And all you got to do is go on YouTube. And you'll see yourself, okay? But other than that, and him, saying that people think that these small studios can do what a AAA studio, yeah, they actually do. And this is what I'm saying. I agree with the things he was saying, but this is where another thing where I feel like he's not paying attention to. Do you think that if they were confident in the product that they're putting out, that they wouldn't? Sometimes reality sets in and smack you in the face and you go, damn, you know what? I don't think I did this right. You ever heard a fighter talk a bunch of shit before a fight and go get his ass whooped and then they say, man, when I was walking to the ring, I just felt like I was going to lose. I just didn't feel right. I don't know. Yeah. You know why? Because reality's setting in. They done talk some shit and the person standing across the ring, now, all of a sudden, they don't feel so confident they can beat them. Yeah, closer and closer to fight time. Now, all of a sudden, they get the bubble guts, right? And this is what I'm telling you. These people see complaints. They hear what people are saying, and they're thinking, what the fuck can we do? What can we add to this game that's going to make these people really like our game? And I get what he's saying as far as put the game out. You can always send updates. Don't be afraid. Don't think. I get what he's saying. But this is what you call reality setting in. All right, I had to pause for a second. I think I lost my chain of thought. Anyway, so look, bottom line, people, is these games are going to come out. They're always going to be compared to something. Always. Anything that comes out where you can jack somebody for a car, you can get weapons, you got missions, what are they going to compare it to? GTA. Any fighting game comes out and you can shoot stuff out your fists and throw stuff out your palms. And what are you going to compare it to? Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, whatever. And this is what people choose to do instead of just enjoying a game. I don't even think about these type of things until people ask you, yo, what you think about the Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter? All right, man, you know what? And this is what I tell people now. Because you have your favorites. But at some point, for me, I don't. It's not even about favorites with me. It's like, look, man, I like what I like, and I guess it just depends on how I feel. I've always been more of a Street Fighter guy myself, personally, but I don't even think about it no more. Because I might wake up today and feel like, you know what? I feel like playing Killer Instincts. That might be my game for the day. Killer Instincts. Just, you know, I might wake up tomorrow, you know what? I feel like playing Killer Instincts and Street Fighter. Tomorrow I might wake up and feel like I feel like playing Mortal Kombat and Fight Forever. It depends. I might wake up and go, you know what? I feel like playing Tecmo Bowl. Yeah, you know what? I would play a whole season of Tecmo Bowl. Let me go and play some Tecmo Bowl today. It depends on what I feel. I really do not care. Everything that I play to enjoy it. I do not play it to complain about it. I play to enjoy it, right? I told you when I was posting the 2K games and I was pointing out the things that's wrong with the game, the glitches and all that stuff, and all the things that was going wrong. And then I would even put Fight Forever and I would put 2K on the same video montage, right? And you see what I'm showing you, even like as far as fun factors, like, you know what, man, it's crazy how people will sit up and say things, but they make it seem like 2K is perfect. No. And I have 2K. So surprise, surprise, you can't tell me shit about it. And I sit there and show you wrestlers floating off the mat all the way off the screen and getting stuck in the cage. And you know how you had the cripple arm effect? All that type of stuff for $130. Yeah. So all of these different things. And I know that's the reason too why people don't record cage matches and stuff, because I had the same thing where the character just can't find their way back to the cage. They keep trying to climb up, jumping off, climb up, jump up, and they'll be fighting outside for like 25 minutes. And you know what? Let me just stop this. And especially it sucks when the rest of the video is fine. And now here goes the main event and you gotta, you know, cut the video short because, you know, the match is not going right. It's too glitchy. Stuff like that. Now, all that being said, y'all, I think people overreact to things. AEW Fight Forever isn't dead unless Tony decides to not revive it, because it's still here and people still playing it. But other than that, yeah, he can easily get that game right back in the loop, just easily. And you know, they just got to know what to do. I'm not going into all to do this, do that. I already said what they should add. Plain and simple, man. You have the Owen Hart Cup. You got whatever. Bottom line, I'm not even going to all that again. I already said what I said. We do have 2 extra game modes since its launch. More mini games and all or whatever. I'm cool, whatever, and whatever happens with it. But we need to, you know, you guys, like, they're not dead. WWE is not going out of business. And sometimes you just have to move on because you outgrow something. I never liked Fortnite. It's not something I sit here and go, I don't know why people like this game. No, it just wasn't for me, man. It just wasn't for me. You know what I really like to play right now? Marvel Rivals. If somebody tell me they don't like Marvel Rivals, that's their business. But I do. Which means if you don't like the game, you don't like the game. Fine, cool. I don't need you to tell me how much you hate it. That's your business. This is one of the problems people have. They don't know how to shut their fucking mouths and just grow up. Especially if you see a video labeled Marvel Rivals. Why would you tell yourself, I hate that game, but I'm going to watch this video just so I can put the hate in that? Because that's what these idiots do. That's what lonely, miserable people do. That's what they do. They don't have a woman. They sit there and play with themselves, watch video games, play with themselves some more, watch anime, play with themselves some more, and talk shit online because they have no life. This is what they do. I don't watch something that I don't like. So if I'm watching something and I'm not liking it, this is why I didn't... Look, let me tell y'all something. To do reviews and be honest about how you feel about it, right? It's not that it's a bad thing, but I sat there last night and I watched SmackDown and I said, nah, I'm not going to really do a review about this. Because if I do the review, I can do the review. I don't have to say what I like about it or not. I could just do the review and say what happened and talk about the match itself. The problem in that is when you don't like something, the energy is not the same. And it just was like nothing going on. And I told you guys, this isn't a funk right now that WWE is in their minds. In their minds, we're giving you solid stuff, man. You guys just keep complaining. Shut up and learn to love it. That's all. They're not planning on changing what they're doing. It's obvious, right? That's why week after week they're doing what they're doing. But once again, I got to rub it in y'all faces. Tony Khan take his criticism and keep it moving. He don't talk about none of it. Somebody ask him, how does he deal with the EA? Well, you take what certain things and you look at it and simple. But what he's not going to do is have you guys try to talk him into turning his company into a fucking, let me send Will Ospreay out to talk for 35 minutes and then I'm going to send MJF out to talk for 35 minutes and then we're going to have 55 commercials and 2 squash matches and 1 10-minute match and show all the celebrities. No, that's not what they're doing. And that's why I love the fact that they stand their grounds. You know what Tony Khan and AEW reminds me of? I remember back one time when the New England Patriots won their first Super Bowl. I couldn't find nobody. Very few people thought the Patriots had a chance. The Rams was killing shit. That's when they had Marshall Faulk. I forget the quarterback name they had there, but the Rams was crushing shit that year. And the Rams was everybody just thought they was just going to. Everybody was like, I think they just going to tear the Patriots apart. They're too young, too inexperienced. And the one thing that I saw different in their entrances, right? A lot of people don't understand this either. They don't see what's the point in that. What? No, I'm gonna tell you. The Rams came out as individuals. Kurt Warner, that was their quarterback. They came out as individuals. Come out dancing and shit, whatever, right? Every one of their players came out introduced as individuals. The Patriots came out all at the same time as a team, offense and defense. They came out fired up. They came out ready to play. The Patriots, they beat the Rams because they went that motherfucker focused. They came out as a team. They didn't give a fuck. And I can remember people from the Patriots saying, I don't care about what the tabloids say. I don't care about what the critics say. People, they got the right to their opinions. It's like, we coming to win. And the difference is the Patriots were saying, we coming to win. We are not coming to lose. If they beat us, it ain't going to be easy. But that's not even, losing is not even an option for us. We're coming to destroy the Los Angeles Rams. We're not coming to lose. They all, even from their damn punter and kicker, okay, they were all like, no, we're not coming here to lay down. They're a great team. That's why they're there. And so are we. And we're going to show everybody we're the better team. They came out and played as a team. This wasn't about, let me come out and, hey, I'm coming out by myself. We all coming out these little fancy. No, they just came ready, psyched, stoked from the very beginning. And they beat the Rams. And people was like, how did that happen? Oh, well, they were starting to come back. If they had more time. All the excuses. What you mean they had more time? They had the same amount of fucking time as the Rams. What do you, as the Patriots? What do you mean if they had more time? Like, but the Patriots won. And that's how you have to stand. It's not about, I'm going to be stubborn and not try to make the best product I can. But it is, we got to stick to doing what we got to do. They didn't believe in our style. They thought that the Rams were going to be too good for us, and we showed them that they wasn't. That's what Tony Khan is standing his grounds, AEW standing their grounds. They wrestle. And they have storyline, they have a balance. I know what the fuck I'm watching. I've been watching this shit since I was a kid as well, too. I know what I like and what I don't like. But at the same fucking time, when I'm watching this shit, and I'm sitting there like, you just into it. Yeah. You guys are all that come into this whole, I'm about the story. I don't care about the wrestling. I care about the stories. Okay, that's some weirdo shit. Like, seriously, that's some weirdo shit. That is some fucking weirdo shit. And when I'm watching them do what they do, and their commentators emphasize, we are professional wrestling, not sports entertainment. I love when they do that. Now, unlike TNA, who's looking like the bitch brand of wrestling right now. Remember how they used to total nonstop action, your 60-minute adrenaline rush, when they went from an hour, when they show us an hour, then they went to 2 hours, and how they was, now they're sitting up here playing, like happily taking the back seat to the WWE. Happily taking the back seat. Danny Luna is like my favorite person to watch over there. Her and Jody Threat. And every time I turn around, they're involved in some bullshit match that just, it's like, why is this match even happening, man? Same thing I told you. The WWE style. Is it working for TNA? No, did you see their last show in that half-empty building that they were in? See, and this is what I'm saying. But you ain't going to have nobody sit there and tell and make a show and talk. We got one guy that does it. He talks about TNA, and he does videos on them, and he does this breakdowns. And it's funny because I can finish his sentences for him. It's just the same shit. Every week when you watch, it's like, yeah. And, you know, I don't wish any harm or nothing on any of these people. For what? I just know that everything that we see happening, like TNA has a wrestling game. And I thought it was a pretty solid game. Now, you'd be pretty stupid to play this game now and go, oh, they should have did. No, you can't judge it off today's standards, right? But today, of what, because they didn't have, put it like this. The game was fun to me, and it was what it was. But when the game came out, I clearly remember everybody that was talking shit about it was the WWE diehards that loved WWE game. It was the same thing. The same thing. Oh, they should have did this. They should. Listen. What they did wrong too, they put the Ultimate X match up there. But that's what I said. All AEW had to do was put all of their match types that they actually do on their show, their actual events. You understand what I mean? Because you need something other than just the basic wrestling shit. That's what you, so, okay, we got Exploding Barbed Wire, got the light. Okay, cool. Battle Royal, you should be able to use your creative character there. It's a lot of things. We done talked about all that. But bottom line, like I said, if they would have had all that unpacked from the beginning, trust me, you still would have the WWE diehards being the loudest people on the internet. That's just the way it is. I don't care about what they say. And I agree with a lot of you. Same thing. We all talked about, yeah, they wish they would have did blah, blah, blah. But example, you can create 100 fucking wrestlers on there. You have a lot of people that don't care about creative wrestler mode. Now, I guarantee you, if they didn't have a creative wrestler mode, oh my God, how you not have, see, okay, since they got that, we can't complain about it. Oh, but let's find something to complain about with the creative wrestling mode. Now, if they didn't have one, they complain that they should have one. I don't know if you have a creative wrestling mode on Ultra Pro. I don't know if they're going to have one on Lucha Libre. I don't know if they're going to have one on the Wrestling Code. But, and also let me add, with the Wrestling Code, what I saw was just an entrance and a little bit of a match. And I don't know what type of match types. I don't know any of that stuff. And I'm going to close this video soon. And part of what I'm saying to you guys is, like what Main Event Strider is saying, don't be afraid thinking that the game is going to fail. Just nail the gameplay and the match types and modes, right? I get it. But what he's not understanding in him saying that is obvious. That's still considered basic. Because the match types are going to be, what, 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3, 4-on-4, right? Now, let's just say they even did it 5-on-5. Now, what you'd have to add to that is to be able to do that. And then from that 3-on-3 up to 5v5, being you can also do elimination style. They're going to have a cage match, battle royal. You know, are they going to have female? Because I haven't seen any female wrestlers on the Wrestling Code. I haven't seen, you know, can you know, like title defenses and stuff. Do they have a season? Like, see, this is what I'm saying. They're still, even though he said what he said, they're like, fuck you. Yeah. Oh, this game lacks features. This is what I'm telling you. These games are going to be judged. Like, yes. Okay? Somebody thinking an 80 fucking year old man should be as strong as a 25-year-old man. Yes. Okay? Yes, Main Event Strider. These people are that fucking stupid. Yes, they are. They are. So, therefore, yeah, I agree that they keep holding on to these games But see, that's the thing. When you keep saying, don't think what happened to AEW. No, you see the problem with AEW is when they did what they did, as far as them not following up right away, because they did come out with Stadium Stampede, but the glitches and shit like that. I get all of what he's saying. But even in saying that, bro, they still can bring that shit back. Do you realize that they're bringing back old games? It doesn't matter. People, yeah, but those games were hit. No, not necessarily. In Retromania, it wasn't no fucking hit either. But they didn't give up on it. You understand what I'm saying? They're coming back after 3 fucking years and now finally giving us just a little bit of content. So my thing is, hopefully for AEW, that they just have been, and they've been working on all this other shit that they need to, not, oh, let's just wait all until one time. Because what's going to happen, like, think about it. Like he's talking about when the Switch 2 comes out next month, and then you're talking about, I'm not focused on 2 years from now, as far as the new Xbox or PS5, whatever they come up with next couple of years, that's whatever. But they can easily make this work. And there's no way you're going to fucking tell me, all these people that play Cyberpunk, all these different games, like, let's say that if they decide to put Red Dead Redemption on the Switch 2, if they, GTA 6 may end up, probably going to end up being on the Switch 2, whenever that fucking finally comes out or whatever, right? But all of these different games, the remake of these games, then the exclusive that's going to come out, right? You mean to tell me that you don't think that for people that have fucking Fight Forever already, I got it on the Switch and I got it on the Xbox, okay? You don't think people that got the PS5, people that got PC, if them motherfuckers decide we got a new version of Stadium, additions to Stadium Stampede, updates sent out, which would be for bug fixes. They have way more match types now, different modes, storyline or whatever the hell, whatever. Just saying, they give us a packed DLC, all these different things, right? All at once. So now, when they go back to the DLCs every 3 months or whatever, but how are they going to do it? But they stack this up, and it's like, damn, we just gave you like a new video game all in one in terms of DLCs and all this other shit, game modes and match types, right? You mean to tell me you really think that all of these people right now that got Fight Forever, that just got the base game for free, right? That still haven't purchased the full game that, right? Once they get all that, don't you know how the mind, the psychology, oh shit, oh, they got Mercedes Moné, oh, they go, oh, they got Will Ospreay, right? Oh, they go Ricochet, they go, hell, fuck yeah, they're gonna buy it. They already have the game. So now all they're paying for is the DLCs. You understand? And they're gonna pick and choose what they want. And like myself, I like to have everything. So they're going to go, you know what? Shit, let me go and get this too. Let me go. But they're going to, you understand? So now guess what? 3 months later, if they still haven't gotten all the other shit, they're still picking and choosing. They're going to want the complete game. Yes, there'll be interest. Just like this Retromania game. We waited 3 fucking years to finally get 2 DLCs for free. And now, September 13th, 6 new DLCs and 3 new arenas and 2 more match types. You know how long it took for us to finally get that? But they're keeping in touch. They're letting us know the process of what's going on. And they're fine-tuning everything. And they showed us things and showed us like the process. So you understand, people feel good about that. You yourself, when you go and show little snippets or like little pictures of new wrestler, or whatever, but there's no new gameplay to show. Nothing, right? Then you come and say, well, what happened was they want to make sure they're getting everything right and there's no glitches in it. Another 3-4 months go by, nothing. Oh, well, you know what? Well, what happened? Well, at some point, people get tired of hearing that shit because they're like, man, you guys just keep making excuses. Fuck, at least AEW gave us something. Because like you said, right? They can always send an update, Right. The same way Ultra Pro can send an update, the same way the Wrestling Code can send an update, exactly, so can Fight Forever. And this is exactly what I'm saying. When you say that, and then yet you're critiquing Fight Forever, what do you honestly think that in your mind, even if you think Ultra Pro nailed it, if you think the Wrestling Code nailed it, do you think that all these millions and millions of other people are gonna, no, because the same way that these small studio games cannot produce what a double and triple A studio can, the fans know that. And they're full of hate, envy, and stupidity. Now, you might not want to come out on your channel and say the truth, like I'm be as blunt as me, but yeah, they're a bit stupid. They're biased. So no. Do you think they're going to say, yo, Ultra Pro is better than WWE? No. And if it makes you feel good, the most they're going to say is, oh, well, it's way better than Fight Forever. What does that have to do with anything? Give it 2-3 weeks. Oh, man, you should be able to do this and that. Oh, man, I thought this was, well, when I got to this level, I did it, and you can't do this. It's going to be complaint after complaint after complaint. And you know what's going to happen? While you're sending updates to a game that's subpar to these people, then 2K26 is going to be out. They're not going to give a fuck about this game. Do you understand? That's just the way it goes. So I don't dance on eggshells and, well, guys, fuck all of that. Let's get it raw. I keep it rough. Let's talk some fucking real talk. That's exactly what's going to happen. You think people in 2025 give a fuck about who Lance Storm is? Sabu and all these people, like, do you think that these fucking 20-year-olds that's buying this shit know who they even are or care? I don't know these guys. I know Kurt Angle. Isn't he old, though? He doesn't even wrestle. He has a Legends deal. You guys don't seem to understand how shit works. Y'all just think that because you have an idea and a thought that, or you're speaking truth. And I agree with you. With like 98% of the shit you said. But at the end of the day, no. Don't let the few people on your fucking channel giving you positive fucking thumbs up and good comments make you think that this shit's going to sell and be like, oh, this, right? It's not going to happen. Not saying people are not going to get the game, but I'm saying it's not going to replace 2K. It's not going to be even seen as on that level. It's going to be seen as something to play until the next one come out. That's what people do. Now, if enough content creators, myself included, get the game and play it and upload it and push it, and that could help get more eyes on it and people pay attention to it, but they're still not going to admit it. Yeah, like I said, you're not going to get another football league that's going to outdo the NFL, even if it was way better football, more exciting somehow. Still, when Access Football came out, you had idiots going, yo, is it better than Madden? Like, wow. Look at it. When they were going, it's Maximum Football, but some people said they like it better than Madden. I'm saying it's not about a comparison. I have Access Football. I have Maximum Football. I have Madden Football. I don't compare them. They're 3 different games. You're not going to defeat Madden, even if it. And honestly, I love playing. Access Football is cool. I love playing Maximum Football. Okay? I don't compare them. They are what they are. If I was asked about the comparison, and I could break down the differences and all of that, but I don't compare them. Whatever mood I'm in, which one I feel like playing, that's the game I'm going after that day. Or however, but I don't compare them. I don't even care to compare them. I get nothing from it. I'm here to enjoy. Salute, shout out to my boy Purple Reigns, man. Salute to all of y'all, everybody that but yeah, I don't compare them. I just play them to enjoy them. You guys that play them to complain and compare and find something to nitpick, it's like that bitch nature is just in you. I just got to find something to complain. If you're not complaining, you have nothing to talk about. Simple. Anyways, I'm going to bring this video to an end. I just wanted to get this out here, man, because, you know, people got to be more realistic with what they say and what they want and expectations. I mean, it's easy to say what somebody should have done or what I would have done. And if it was me, I would. Yeah, I know it all sounds good, but it's not you. My thoughts are not their thoughts and vice versa. When we was going on AEW Discord, we was going on Ultra Pros Discord, the comments and stuff of like I said, I'm not here to tell you how to build your game. But when you give us something and we can piggyback off of what you already have, and it's just simple tweaks, right? And I agree. One thing you said for sure, he said, like I said, I might have covered this, but Tony Khan is a multi-billionaire, so there's no excuse, right? In terms of budget, yeah, I get it. But once again, what people are not understanding is Fight Forever was not meant to be a game that people looked at that take like this is going to be on, another 2K type. It's like, no, that's them. This is us. Focus on our game. And then they learn. Nah, man, you're going to have haters, but on top of the haters with the people who's genuine, like, no, man, you could have given us more. You know, no, you can't just, I get right. You ever see those Nintendo commercials? Right? Got my Xbox controller. You ever see those Nintendo commercials and people be playing games like this? Oh, look, I'm behind you. Do you ever do that shit when you play games? No. Now, is those commercials going to make you go buy a fucking Switch? No, it's not what made me buy the first one. What made me, why I decided to buy it is because of what it offered. But you understand, that's commercial. No, nobody. I don't do all. I be sitting here. What am I doing all this for? Huh? Who does that? Who does that? You understand what I mean? It's to get your attention. It's to make you. Oh, look at what we got over here. Come on, man. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, everybody that's comparing, that's your downfall. Looking for something to be wrong, that's your downfall. Once you take something away, like people complain, how come there's no casket match on 2K? Or this, well, how come they took away the ambulance match? All right, so when they bring stuff back, then all of a sudden, if you see 100 videos, 2 or 3 of them ambulance match, everything else is just regular matches. Just complaining for no reason. So, anyways, yeah, man. But like I said, Fight Forever was not meant to be initially seen as like another version of 2K. It was done the way it was done, purposely. Like I said, they just didn't know that there was going to be more people wanting more. That because the game, one of the things to this very day that I do not like about 2K, it plays like a damn fighting game instead of a wrestling game, man. And I just don't like the controls. But hey, y'all, it is what it is. And now that they are aware of what the do's and don'ts are, we'll see what they do. And until then, for every other company that comes out, hopefully it all works out. Because if it doesn't, you're just going to have a bunch of people monetizing their channels by doing nothing but talking about what they don't like. And you know what you all going to do? Sit right there and listen to it. So, anyway, that's all I got for you guys now. I'll catch you on the next one.